All right, folks, we are still learning about Vincent van Gogh, and he loved to paint sunflowers. All right, so let's look at these sunflowers that he did right here. It says Van Gogh usually put his paint on very thick. Sometimes he painted so fast he didn't even mix his colors. He used paint right out of the tube. It says Van Gogh used so much paint he was always running out. Sometimes he stopped buying food in order to buy more paint. So he was so hungry that a lot of the time he wasn't very healthy. So I want you to notice how it says how thick that he put on this paint, okay? And he didn't mix these colors, all right? He just put them layered and layered them on, which we're gonna be doing with our oil pastels. I want you to notice this painting he did, okay? And this painting, you can actually see each little line of paint that he did. And we're gonna be doing that with the oil pastels as well. So there's no blending as far as smoothing things out, all right? Or getting a white color pencil and just coloring, all right? I'm sorry, a oil pastel. So there's no like true blending going on. Everything is just very muddy, very put on one at a time. You can even see each little brushstroke that he did. And we're gonna do that with the oil pastels, okay? So with a blank sheet of paper, and I'm gonna give you something probably circular like a plate or maybe a lid of some kind. And in the corner of your paper, or if you actually wanna put it in the middle, we're gonna be making our own sunflowers. So find a good place where you want your sunflower to be. I'm gonna put mine on the right-hand corner. I'm not gonna do the whole circle, and we're gonna do close up of one sunflower, all right? And the sunflower, we're not gonna make it small, most likely not in the middle, but somewhere off to the side where we can have a good viewpoint. So I'm gonna go ahead and trace this half circle, or almost half circle, all right? And then what you're going to do is, let's figure out how we're gonna do these petals. And I know some of us might have trouble drawing petals, but I'm gonna show you an easy way to draw these. I want you to draw a line from this center right here, just going all the way straight up. And you don't have to use a ruler for this. And I want you to draw very lightly, because most likely you're gonna be erasing these lines. And so I want you to draw another line going towards there, just like that, okay? Now I'm gonna show you an easy way to draw a petal. So from this top line right here, we are going just to draw our petal like so. And now we have our first petal. Now we're gonna draw our other petal like this, all right? And we can't see this petals right here, so we're not gonna draw it. I'm gonna draw the other one right here, but it's gonna be way up here. So I'm just gonna draw and come down. And we can't see this one, so we're gonna stop it right there. Now, how do we do the ones in between? The same thing. We're going to draw a line coming down. All right, and then draw our other petal. And then in between that, guess what? Yes, just draw a line. But this time we don't need to go all the way down right here. We can just go draw a line right here to draw our rest of our petal. There we go, and there we have our sunflower. So there's going to be kind of a lot of erasing going on. So I would just finish focusing on erasing these lines in the center of where the seeds are of our sunflower. What you're going to do next is get your Sharpie marker, and you're going to outline all the lines that you did. I would draw these very carefully, making sure not to make them crooked. And what we're doing is we're outlining this because we don't want to be using our black oil pastel, because sometimes that one gets all over the place. And this is a good starting point with our Sharpie marker. And if you don't have a Sharpie, you can just use a regular black marker. And what about these lines right here in the background? Well, I'm going to show you what we're going to do there. We're going to put sort of like maybe the sky in the background, or maybe any color you like, actually. All right. I wouldn't do these lines right here. What you're gonna do is you erase those as well. So you're gonna a lot of erasing going on. So you need to make sure that we draw very lightly. That way these pencil marks aren't showing, because pencil marks do show underneath oil pastels. All right, folks, I have very random colors, okay? And remember, we're gonna try to achieve that effect that Van Gogh did. of just having these muddy looking colors. Remember, there's no real true blending going on. All right, the way we're going to be blending is doing that layering where it's just color on top of color. All right, so I picked with the sunflower, with the petal, I'm not going to do your traditional just all yellow, okay? What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do yellow, I'm gonna make it fiery red. So I'm gonna do yellow, orange, and then red, okay? And we're gonna be doing that same technique where it's just layering like this. And I'm gonna go upward because this petal goes upward. So my lines aren't really gonna go to the left or right. We're gonna make sure that we go towards the direction of the petal. So I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse this so you can see how I'm going to be layering this and putting this all together. And guys, your goal is to try to get rid of all those little white marks that are in there. And if you notice, I'm coming back. I want you to use at least 3 colors in one petal, all right? I don't want one petal just to be all yellow. You can use whatever colors you want. If you want to do just like red, purple, and blue in one petal, if you want to make them all reddish colors, you can do that. And if you notice, I'm getting rid of all those little white spaces. I'm coming back with my yellow and going all in between. And I'm getting this cool, fiery look going upward where it's really dark from the center of the petal, the center of the flower, and then going lightwards or light. And it's okay if you get white, and you can, I'm still doing those streaks, those little strokes of color and putting them all in between to get rid of those white marks. I'm getting orange, I am getting yellow, and just layering and layering, going top of each other. All right. This project is going to take maybe about 3 days to do. It's not going to take one full day. And if you did it in one day, that would be rushing, okay? And most likely you didn't do a very good job, and maybe it came a little bit messy looking. Your projects are going to look muddy and maybe a little bit messy, but they're going to be looking sort of a cool textured look, a cool layered look, not a sloppy look, okay? And I think I really like this petal, the way it came out, all right? Now I'm going to show you how to do the inside. And so you're going to be doing all these petals the same way you did. Like I use these 3-4 colors, okay? But you can change the petals up a bit if you want. Maybe the back petals I'll do dark red instead, like dark reds and oranges, instead of making them all look the same. All right, so let me show you how to do the inside of where the seeds go in the sunflower. And I'll go ahead and time lapse that as well. And if you notice, not in my drawing, I never got my finger and just went like this, okay? What you're gonna do is that layering technique, okay? And if you notice, I'm still putting those streaks, but now what's going on is those two colors are blending together. Those blues, those pinks, and even more colors, the purples. And I'm getting pink, and see that white space right there? What I'm doing is I'm sort of blending those two colors together, but just by putting those little quick marks of pink in between to mix them and to quickly sort of blend those colors together. But instead of smearing them together, I am just putting those layers on, okay? And you could use your finger, but what happens is that it becomes too smooth and it doesn't become that cool, nice layer look that you're looking for. And what I'm doing is I'm getting rid of all those little white marks that were on there, and now they're disappearing and going away. And so I have this cool tie-dyed effect, but just all I did was use about 3 or 4 colors. Pink, blue, and purple, and a little bit of peach just to lighten things up. And there, I really like the way that came out. All right, folks, and don't worry if you get a little bit of marks onto your paper with that oil pastel, or even if you have these marks right here on your pastel, because what happens is it's really cool because it's like you're giving your colors a new look, and so it doesn't always have to be that perfect pink, that perfect yellow, that perfect blue. It could have a little bit of another color in there. It's almost like a happy accident or a really cool effect that you weren't probably expecting, and all of a sudden you got that new color in there. All right. All right, folks, I can't wait to see the way these come out. These will be due in about 3 days. You're going to start on it today and end it about, like I said, in 3 days.